After breaking the internet with his White Lives Matter t-shirts, Kanye West stopped by Fox News for an interview with Tucker Carlson. The two discussed Kanye's choice to display the shirts for his fashion line, as well as his support for Donald Trump. When DL Hughley caught wind of interview, he wouldn't hesitate to react in typical DL fashion. Of course, he is doing an interview with Tucker. Where else would he get his validation for this bull? Sit down with someone who's not going to pander his ego and see if he does an interview. Now that Kanye's Twitter and Instagram have been restricted due to making anti-Semitic comments, people are once again calling for the cancellation of Kanye West. Today, we have our company hype analysts, Capone and Pierre, calling to the show to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
So the answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
That's so, and I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you think that that would be considered controversial?
The same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have. Come on, man, Trump's the What do you mean? He has his own buildings. What are you talking about? He's like, like Ralph Lauren. Yeah, he made Ivanka.
Now DL would respond to this, and I want to quote. He says, "What exactly is free thinking about this? F out of here with that enabling buffoonery." So, Pierre, I'm going to kick it off to you first. Do you agree with DL's stance on telling Kanye, F out of here?
Yeah, I do. It's just so much to just to intake what he just said. I didn't know if you have your own building, you're the man, I guess, But I just feel like right now, of course, at the end of the day, we all matter. We know that it should be that, but unfortunately, systematically, that hasn't been proven, especially towards Black people. So that's why Black Lives Matter came out to say, hey, remember, don't forget, we matter. And for him to act like we all matter. Well, we of course we know that, Kanye, but again, I think Kanye is so removed from the everyday average Black person that he just doesn't understand it. It's almost shameful. He's got, when you become a billionaire, you pretty much get removed from a lot of Black folks, average Black folks, just be honest with it. Some know how to come back and touch a little bit like an Oprah or whatever, but I think he's just gone, man. He's just gone. And, he's in a position to say what he wants and nothing's going to happen. And he has the right people to be around, to accept that shit, like Tucker Carlson. No, Tucker Carlson ain't never had nothing good to say about Black folks, or Obama. So he's talking to the right person that's going to feed into his narrative, which, like I said, DL's talking about. So it's just a shit show at the end of the day, man. It's crazy.
Man, I know it. Capone, let me bring you in on this. What do you think? Do you agree with DL's stance on telling Kanye, F out of here, after Kanye is just saying, hey, I'm just a free thinker?
Kanye is so irrelevant to us, and we just keep feeding his ego by doing what we're doing. DL doesn't seem like he has too much to talk about anymore unless it's about Kanye. Like, if you ignore this fool, then maybe he'll stop talking the dumb shit that he talks, but we keep feeding and fueling the fire that he brings out. We know he's some kind of stupid genius, because whatever he brings up, we still talking about it, and he's still making money. Every day he's making money, and we're talking about the stupidness that he talked about. His shirt's done sold millions already.
But let me say real quick, when you say we, yeah, you're right, Capone. We should as Black people, but he has such a big base that's going to keep pushing it out there. These white folks are going to keep putting him in front of the camera like they just did, keep putting him around. So it ain't nothing we can do. I mean, Black folks cannot talk about it, but it doesn't mean he's going to go away, because the white establishment who buy into what he has, there's so many of those people that participate in his thing. They're going to keep pushing that narrative around. So not much we can do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't us pushing him out there. It's the white folks in a bigger platform are pushing him out there. So he's not going anywhere as long as they keep pushing him out.
I agree with you to a certain extent. And a certain extent is we don't realize the power that we have. We keep bowing down to what white media and what white people think and all of that. Even when it comes to our careers, we kind of depend on, or the saying of, once you get a full white crowd, then you finally made it. I'm so tired of feeling like we don't have this type of power to shut Kanye down. Or do we have to cut him down? Just ignore him.
But I don't think if we ignore him, he's gonna go away. I'm sorry. If we all black person people don't want to talk about him, all right. He's global, brother.
If anybody else made those sneakers, we wouldn't buy them.
Not true.
They ugly as hell.
No, a lot of white people, Asians, all people buy them shoes, bro. Trust me, it ain't black money, brother. It's just not black money. If we don't support him at all, he'll still be large. Trust me, because the white people are behind the machine. They'll keep putting him out in front of it. It's gonna happen.
Now, D.O. Hughley isn't the only one that's, kind of had this back and forth, if you will. Kanye and Diddy actually did have a back and forth on Instagram where Kanye was sharing text messages between the two. And Diddy said, and I quote, "I'm just trying to talk to you as a black man. I'm trying to talk to you because this is hurting our people. Stop." So, Pierre, I want to come back to you. When it comes to Diddy saying hey, this is hurting our people, what do you think? Do you agree that some of Kanye's antics are hurting? I know we can ignore him, but do you feel like it's actually hurting our community? Pierre.
Who's the messenger again with that? Did you just say Diddy?
Diddy.
Did you just say Diddy is talking about hurting our people from some of the shit he put out and bottle popping and blinging and, getting it? Come on, man. I remember the 90s. I came up through the 90s. I don't know necessarily he's the greatest messenger to say what he's saying about Kanye. He's got a lot of shit to unfold his damn self. Can we ask Mace or somebody or ask some other artists? So I just think, yes, we know what Kanye doing. But I think the messenger being P. Diddy, not right now. It's a good time for you, P. Diddy. You sit down for somebody to find out some more shit about your ass.
Come on, let me bring you in this. I hear you reacting to it, so I want to get your thoughts. Do you agree with Diddy that, Kanye's antics are hurting our people?
I agree with Pierre. Diddy needs to get the hell up. You know what? Diddy's a prime example of black people turning on somebody, and now you need them, so you want to act black now. Diddy was just like Kanye a couple of years ago. He didn't care about us. Every artist that he ever touched, and Mace said it. Craig Mack died, Black Rob died, and Biggie Smalls died under the views of goddamn Diddy. So I don't agree with, like he said, somebody else need to be the messenger, because Diddy, he needs us right now because he's washed up.
Damn.
So come on, let me ask you this then. Do you think there's a group, whether it's a certain race or demographic, that Kanye is actually helping? Like these antics or the things that he's doing, do you think he's actually helping, whether it's a race or a certain demographic? Do you think it's helping anybody? And if so, who do you think that crowd is?
Yes, he's helping. The group? The Kanye group. That's who he's helping. Whoever follows this man, he is helping. I mean, he got a church. He got people singing in the church. Kanye has a group, a cult, or whatever you want to call it, and everything he does is helping them.
Yeah, let me bring you in with that same question. What do you think? Do you think there's a certain race or demographic? Because it has to be something that's fueling, a lot of people are like, has to be something that's fueling you. Is there somebody that Kanye is helping? If so, what does that demographic look like?
That demographic are the ones who aren't in pain for being black, who are not going through the struggle of being just black. And I'm saying there are black people who support him, but those black people probably aren't the ones that are in a daily struggle of being black. So I think, that is a big group. There's a big group that, that just need a voice, are tired of being marginalized, tired of being picked on, shot at, and all that kind of stuff. That's the group that he is not helping. And whatever's outside of that group is where he's at. He's with the computer kids who can afford a pair of tennis shoes, $300 pair of tennis shoes in and have, all these latest gadgets and so forth. Those kids, that group there who don't see color anymore, who just say we're all people, bullshit. I have a black friend, I have an Asian friend, I have a white friend. That's fantastic, but I have a black friend who is struggling right now, starving, or who are being marginalized. So his fan base are not the ones that are concerned with that directly.
Absolutely. No, I think you guys make great points. I know I said it last show, honestly, and I know both of you are talking about it, we're tired of talking about it. It's the same thing over and over. And I just feel like, he's doing this thing as a free thinker, as an artist, but it's like, where's the person in that? Like, who are you when that artistry is removed? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that,
where's
I don't think
mama?
it'll calm down, because I think you hit it right on the head, Pierre. We're going to constantly see it, regardless of what we do or what's being said. We're going to constantly see it. But I just hope, that people can just kind of turn their eyes from it and stop allowing it to have an effect on us the way that we're doing. So thank you both for chiming in on this topic. I know we're tired of talking about it, but, you know, hopefully this will be the end. We'll see what happens. But you know what I like to talk about, what you have coming up. So Pierre, I'll start with you. What do you have coming up, and how can people follow you if you're sharing this week?
That's all good. Yeah, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky this Saturday. I think I don't remember what, I think 15th, October 15th in Louisville, Kentucky. So if you're there, holler at your boy. Again, we have a great we got Arnez J on my podcast this week. If you want to check it out, Pierre's Panic Room on YouTube. And right now I'm in a meditation area. I had to get away from everything. I feel very godly. See how the spirit of the shines over my head right there. Look how that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's all spiritual. I'm with Russell Simmons somewhere. Russ, where you at, Russell? Somewhere over here.
I love it. Beautiful view. Thank you. Thank you. Better than mine right now. So Paul, let me bring you in. What do you have coming up, and how can people follow you?
Well, I just flew in from Dallas. Did 6 shows. 5 of them were completely sold out. I want to thank the Dallas people. And now I'm headed to DC to do the Black Enterprise Magazine convention. I'll be spending 3 days with them, doing a comedy show and doing other things, you know, talking and listening to the panel as they give these great, knowledgeable speeches on how to make money, what it's like to be Black, and how it's good to be a Black entrepreneur. So I'll be there.
The next Kanye. Shit. Okay. I'm trying to teach.
Want to find out more about where I'll be? Follow me on Instagram, Comedian Capone, and Symphony. You know my slogan. If you can't spell comedian, don't follow me.
Thank you both for chiming in on this one. I know this is a crazy topic and honestly just a lot of negativity. So I do want to end it on a positive note. First and foremost, I did get to see DL, and he did shout out the platform and say that it was, you know, a great platform. So thank you, DL. And the show was absolutely hilarious. So I did enjoy myself there. And right now I am at First Tee Metro Atlanta talking to young kids and teenagers so that we can change the narrative. You know, we can really put our kids in a different position. So thank y'all for chiming in on this one. I wanted to end on a more positive note, you know, because there's just a lot of crazy things going on. But you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts of DL calling out Kanye again over White Lives Matter? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in the comments.
What's up? I'm Terrence Sims. For years, you come to us to get the latest news in comedy and for your favorite comedians. Now, you can come to us for even more news in the world of sports, music, and pop culture. We're bringing you some of our classic shows you love, like Unforgotten, the Comedy Hype News Show, and more one-on-one interviews. We're more than just laughs, we're the culture, the leader in truth. And well, your streamer got a little more blacker. Welcome to Hype Plus.